Okay, class, this is the tutorial for Lab 3, your Google Earth tour. Hopefully you were able to do the extra credit, but I'm just going to show you a little more details that'll help you along with Lab 3. So let me share my desktop. You'll be in the lab here, and the first thing you need to do is actually go to Google Earth. So click on that. Um, and it'll open up Google Earth, and it may not look like this. I have different maps already loaded on here, but you're going to want to start a new project. So new map. And then go to the national park that you want to do the tour for. And you can search up here, or you can just physically navigate to it. I'm going to go to Zion. So I'm going to just type in Zion up here, National Park. It'll take me to that area. And as it explained in the lab, you need to do an entrance to the park, an exit to the park, and then in between those two, put place marks for a few different things. Things that represent the history of the park, some rock formations, and some geologic structures, and that's all outlined in here. So the entrance and the exit, a couple rock types, couple things related to geologic history, and then a couple structures. So in all, that'll be 8 place marks that will need to be put into your map here. I have, in this example one, only 3 of them, but you'll have 8 in the end when you're done. So the first thing you need to do is create a folder. So create a new folder, and then you're going to name that thing Lab 3. I've noticed that the folder is one thing, but also you can name the whole lab up here, the whole map up here. It's untitled right now, so this could be your Lab 3 map. And then you're going to put your place marks under here. So you add a place mark, go to an interesting feature. You have to do a little research, right, about where these features are before you find them. To navigate, you can use the scroll wheel to zoom, hold down Shift, and then a little hand comes out and you can grab the map and get an interesting perspective on things. And then you can put your place mark, add a description, and you're going to have to do a little research and add a description and a citation for that description. Example, and then insert a citation in there in the right format, and then add media. So you're going to upload an actual photograph of the same feature. So that'll make a nice rich place mark. And I'll show you an example of what that looks like when you're done, but you'll upload a photo there. And then the last thing under more settings, you can see down here, you can capture this view, and that's this exact view I have on the place mark here. I don't want just a top-down boring map view. I want to use the power of Google Earth to get a cool view on here. So that is really cool. Something like that. That looks good to me. Capture this view. You see these data update. I'm going to hit done. So there's your place mark. So that's sort of the process of the buttons you hit, and you're going to create 8 of these place marks under your Lab 3 folder here. What that looks like a little more fleshed out is this. So I have a place mark here for the West Rim Trail, and I've added the photo now. So you see it here, and you see my description. Added some details about the history, the name of the rock, the age, the citation, all of that. This is an excellent place mark. Do all your place marks like this, you're going to ace the assignment. But you see when you like double click on these, it flies you to that location, and then the information with the pin comes up. So I have a photo, a good description, the citation. I can go back and forth between these two, fly around. You see how the perspective changes a little bit. That's because I use that capture this view feature. So if you do all those things, capture the view so it's a cool perspective on the place mark, get a good description with good research and a citation in the right format, and have all 80 of your pins, then you're going to do great on this assignment. Now, one thing I wanted to show you and in the lab is that to get the rock types, it can be, you have to do a little online research, but to figure out where they actually are in the park can be a little tricky. So one thing I've asked you to do is to go to this website. So there's this link here for rock types. And when you go here, it takes you here, and you can download the geologic map, these KMZ files for any state. It's a lot of data. It's the whole geologic map for the state. But you download it to 8.9 megabytes. I'm going to download Utah because that's where Zion is. But if your park is in a different state, you would download the map for that state. And I downloaded it and then I uploaded it into here. And how I did that is that I added, I imported a KML file, upload from your device. And here's that Utah KMZ. And I double clicked on that and then it uploaded it to here. And it took like a couple minutes because it's a lot of data, but before it was finally on there. I've now hidden it. See the feature is the eyeballs crossed out. Here it is with it on. And you see it sort of has this overlay. And so when you have your pin picked out, you can click on these gray areas and it tells you it's the Navajo Sandstone, Kayenta, and Monet formation. And so then you can do a little research on Navajo sandstone and get the age of that and, you know, how it was deposited. And so when you're identifying your rock types in your park, this is a really useful layer to have because wherever you are, you can click on it and see what the rock type is and then do the research on it and add that to your pin for the rock type pin. So that's good for research. In the end, I don't want you to submit this file to me. So once you're done using it to identify the rock types and to put the information of those rock types into your pins, put that information in here. You don't need to submit this KMZ file to me as part of your overall lab. So you can just delete this thing. And then it'll make your file much smaller and easier to submit. But just bring it in for the information, get the information you need out of it, and then you can delete it. Once you're happy with your whole tour and you have all 8 place marks, then you can just go up here and go to File, Export as KML. And it'll export your Lab 3 KML, go to your Downloads folder where it went, and upload that to the Canvas page, and you'll be done. So if you have any questions, just reach out and ask. Per usual, thank you so much, and have fun with Google Earth.